had a little bit of time to sit and reflect on the movie that is Joker Folie. And let me just say, it hasn't gotten any better. Let me start with this. I'm someone who absolutely 100% loves musicals. I'm up to chill out with a good musical any time of day. Give me Grease, West Side Story, Sweeney Todd, The Greatest Showman, you name it, I am there. So when I heard that Joker 2 was a musical, I was willing to give it a shot. I absolutely loved the first Joker movie, and I didn't think that Joker 2 should have been made, let alone been made into a musical. But Lady Gaga is an absolutely fantastic performer, and I've heard Joaquin Phoenix sing before in Walk the Line, so I know that he can hold a tune. So I wasn't really concerned with their vocal ability as I was with how they would turn a Joker movie into a musical, especially a Joker movie like this into a musical. But I went in with an open mind, and I was really disappointed. Joker 2 was painful to get through. It felt like it went on way too long, and when something serious was happening, people would just burst into song. Now, I get it, that is the form when it comes to musicals, but it didn't work here in this movie, in this setting, in this world.
I got the sneaking suspicion that we're not giving the people what they want.
I could tell when somebody was about to mumble a tune. And when I say mumble a tune, I literally mean they were mumbling these songs. It was terrible. The songs, to me at least, were very unrecognizable, and given that they were mumbling them, I really didn't know what songs they were singing. But this is what it felt like. It felt like they had a very short script, something that just wasn't long enough. And in order to get there, in order to get to the length of time for the movie that they wanted to get to, they just inserted songs.
Sing hallelujah, come on, get happy.
Because a lot of these songs really had no bearing on the story whatsoever. They were just songs for the sake of having songs in the movie. When something would get serious, or at least a little bit interesting, and I found myself leaning forward into the next scene or the line from the character that they were speaking to, all of a sudden they would start singing. Adding a song element in there really just didn't add anything to the scene. If anything, it completely deflated the scene, and whatever feeling or emotion or really progress in story that they were trying to get to, it just was not accomplished with these musical numbers. Really, the only musical numbers that actually stood out and worked for me were the actual musical numbers. They all do take place in their minds, but the ones that took place in their minds that were actual numbers, that are actual, sets and costumes that were put in there, those were the ones that worked. Everything was just really low, mumbling their words, and it was very low when they were singing, and I couldn't really understand anything that they were saying, and then they were saying like this. Literally, that's how it was. I'm really spending a lot of time on the musical aspect to this movie because it is half the movie. With musicals, the songs are meant to progress the story along. They're meant to make a certain point, have a character reflect on their actions, have some character growth, and these songs did nothing. They added nothing of value to this movie. With a runtime as long as this one, I don't think that the movie was meant to put you to sleep. And let me tell you something, if I had reclined my theater seat, I would have fallen asleep in this movie. I literally felt my eyes drooping at a couple of points. And it's not because I don't like the character of the Joker or Joaquin Phoenix's Joker. I actually loved the first movie. This one was terrible. It was boring. Let's talk about Joaquin Phoenix for a minute. Joaquin Phoenix killed it. He killed it again. He was excellent as Arthur Fleck because he really only played Arthur Fleck in this movie. I thought that I would see more of the Joker persona in this movie because that's really how the last one ended. But in this one, you just don't see a lot of the Joker. Joaquin Phoenix does an excellent job of playing Arthur Fleck. And then, when the Joker persona comes out, he does a good job playing the Joker as well. He's excellent in this role. However, unfortunately, the story that revolves around this character is terrible. Now, I am going to touch on a few spoilers from here on out, so be warned. It is implied by Arthur Fleck after he does meet Lee Quinzel. She is called Harley a couple of times in this film, and when they do a number, it does say Joker and Harley. But for the most part, they do call her Lee in this movie. I don't mind that. That's totally fine. It is implied that he has stopped taking his meds before he even meets her. They've given him meds to, assumably, because they don't really explain what his medication is, to sort of keep him docile, keep him as the weak Arthur Fleck. Now, like I said, he does stop taking his medication, and when that happens, he's a little bit more bold when he's in Arkham. He's a little bit more straightforward with the guards. He's more talkative. And as the movie progresses, it gets to his trial, he fires his lawyer, and boom, full Joker makeup. But then something happens to Joker after he gives an interview, and I say Joker because this happened to the character of Joker at Arkham. It is 3 men against 1 man. Something happens between them. And then once Lee sees that, it's just Arthur Fleck, not the Joker, she ends up walking out on him. Something happens in the courtroom. He's able to escape, and he escapes to go see her, and he ends up begging her not to leave him. The police catch up with him. He's rearrested, taken back to Arkham, and then at the very end of the movie, something does happen to this character that is going to 100% divide people. But I will tell you this, we probably won't be getting a Joker 3. With what Joaquin Phoenix was given, he played this role very, very well. He did an excellent job. Lady Gaga was fine. She's a singer, she can sing, and she can act. And especially acting across someone like Joaquin Phoenix, it really elevates you as an artist. All of their scenes together were really, really good. We do see this character evolve over time, going from an inmate at Arkham, a fangirl of Joker, into her own version of the Joker. She evolves into Harley Quinn. You can really see her character growth and her character arc throughout this movie. And it's really frustrating because her character actually has an arc. Her character evolves over the course of this movie, while Joaquin Phoenix's Joker does not. All in all, I think this 100% was a studio cash grab. They saw that the first Joker film that they had absolutely no investment in and little hope for did so well at the box office that they really wanted another hit. And so they made Joker 2, a sequel that never should have been made in the first place. And the fact that they made this sequel into a musical was another huge risk that they were taking. And unfortunately, I don't think that that is a risk that's going to pay off because this movie just was not good. If you made it this far into the video and you saw Joker 2, please leave your thoughts in the comments down below. If you haven't seen this movie yet, comment down below who your favorite Joker is. And I'll see you in the next video.